Happy New Year all, and welcome back to the channel. It's finally time. In today's episode, what I'm going to do is build my full 2025 budget planner. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to assume a salary of 60k. This is based on my previous pay rise of around 5%, and I'm assuming around a 4% in line with inflation pay rise in the coming year. I can update this going forwards, but for now we will just assume that amount. I will then pull in all of the different elements of the budget builds that you've seen over the last couple of episodes and build out a full holistic planner for the year that we can then use. The plan is that I'll probably update this quarterly. A subscriber has suggested to do this, so I think that's a really good idea. There's also been a number of other suggestions that I will try to implement. If I don't get them in this episode, then of course I will implement them in the next 3 months. But with that being said, for now, you just have to sit back. I will build this planner and then we can talk through it once it's been built. So, let's go. Okay, so I think we are pretty much there. That's 24 minutes that's taken. And this is effectively the start point of what this year is going to entail. So as you can see, I've included a bit of everything that we've covered in the last couple of episodes, and I've really dialed in some of the numbers that I've looked at. This is, as I said, just the start point, so don't hail me too much. All of these costs to the left here, I do need to go through. So for example, I need to look at my phone bill. I need to potentially cut out some of my different home insurance. Spotify, now I can get for free from what some of you guys have said. So this can hopefully, we can reduce this and that will look a lot better. This number here, not sure if that's going to be my final salary or not for the year. I have absolutely no idea. It might end up being a bit lower, it might be a little bit higher, who knows. So that's kind of a ballpark 60k figure. The variable costs, of course, these can fluctuate massively in the month, and that will impact what we then have in this savings estimate amount, which will then plug into the actuals here. A great suggestion that one of you guys had noted to me is to include a net worth tracker. So as money gets pumped into the European house and my pension starts to increase, I can update this and have a kind of live feed in the spreadsheet of where my net worth is, which is great. I've also got a wish list. So these are items that I think that I might want to do in 2025, kind of order of importance really. So the top one being finish up the Europe house. Initially I put a lot higher number, I don't really know where I got that from. I think we need around £8.5 grand left to actually finish it. We've got a big chunk of money over there ready to go, and then this should be the final bit to get us over the line. There will be other bits and pieces over the coming years, but that will be the building up and ready to go basically, so that's good. Wedding, we've been engaged for a number of years now. It'd be great to actually tie the knot. We've always delayed this due to wanting to invest, so I think actually tying this all up and getting that done would be great. Have no idea what a wedding actually costs now, so that will be a later episode. Will be a deep dive into wedding planning and getting up a realistic number to put into the spreadsheet, so that's going to be an upcoming video. And then R90, that is a new motorcycle. I really want one. The new R90, for those of you that aren't familiar with bikes, new R90 or R1290 or something like that has been released, which means the older R90s are being kind of reduced and heavily discounted as they're being sold in the second-hand market, as they are now discontinued. It's been a dream bike of mine for a while. I'd really love the Scrambler version just because I saw Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible riding it around Paris, and I really love the bike ever since then. So I would love to get a bike like that, but it's lower down on the list because obviously there are other things we need to prioritise. So this is now the start point of the build. I don't think I'm going to do too much more on it at this point. I think what I'll do is I'll probably this will be quite a short video. There isn't really much to fill in. I haven't even done a month's worth of savings yet. I haven't done anything. I don't really even know what my salary is going to be. As I've mentioned, there are a lot of things that could change in this over the course of the next couple of weeks or months. I want to put a provisional date of towards the end of March as our quarterly check-in on this, and I'll have some numbers to put in. But more important to that is I think it'll give you guys time in the comments to review what I've done here. Let me know if you think there are any glaring issues that you think I've missed or you think you would do differently. We can then build these in. So if I get some really good suggestions over the next couple of weeks, I might do it a bit earlier than that. I might actually put another video out in a month or so, just because I really want to fine-tune this and make sure that it's fit for purpose before we start using it. And I think it'd be good if it's something that we've all built together, and then hopefully more and more people will find it useful because it'll be tailored to more different scopes and views, if that makes sense. I was busy formatting that, so apologies. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Really, really interested to hear feedback. Genuinely, it's been amazing seeing some of the comments come through on the other spreadsheets and stuff. But for now, I think what I'll do is I will park this one here. I will start to fill it in a bit over the next couple of weeks, like I said, and I will either put a community post out of where it's up to date if it doesn't warrant a video, or if it does warrant a video, then I will absolutely put a new one out. Apologies for the weird cut. You'll note that the blind is down. We're now in darkness. During recording, I had to quickly go out and visit my mother, actually. I've just got back from Europe, so she was keen to catch up, and obviously she always takes priority, right? So before we go, though, on this, what I did want to say is on the spreadsheet, this came up as a really good suggestion, and I thought before I ended this video, I wanted to just add this in. So I'm just going to add in 2 more columns here, and I'm going to do something like this. Now what this is planned, I guess, like planned other expenses. I'll just put it in as something like that for now. And the reason I wanted to add this in, let me put in similar to this, let me do something like this. Okay, something like that. So the reason that I put this in, and this came out of the comments, is why not actually allocate money that you know you're going to spend into this budget, so it doesn't have to be explained at the end of the year. It's a known cost that's going to come out of that savings amount in the month, or out of that total savings. So some of these I'm going to put in now are, I know they're coming out, I know roughly what they are, so I'll just put them in just to highlight it. So one example would be, I'm going to have to pay my water bill. So this will be my UK house. I believe this comes out in like April, I want to say. I know it's around £500. So there we go. That is definitely going to be a known cost I'm going to have to pay. Here, I'm going to change this to car. Actually, I'm going to change to van because I no longer have a car. So on my van, I know that's going to need like an MOT and bits and pieces like that. So I think that comes out in March. It definitely needs new tyres and stuff like that. So I'm going to put another 500 here. And I think, to be honest, the motorcycle is around the same. That might even be February. So let's just do something like that. So there you go. We know we're going to have roughly £1,500. Once those bills come in, I will amend this, but this will help forecast out some of the costs that I'm going to have to spend fixed that don't necessarily come into this variable part down here. What I can do is save the full amount and then reduce it. So for example, in February, I might do the 1109, and then the total here would be actually, sorry, that is incorrect. The saving here would be your 1109, and then this would effectively just be the same as the total column on the other side. So these should always, these columns here, so column I, column Z, should always match as kind of like a check of what you've done. This would then give me my overall savings pot here, and kind of leave less of an explanation of these random points that come out, because we know that I'm going to be doing these EU trips to go and visit the property in Europe. Definitely going to book a couple of holidays. I have got some Amex points, so I'll be using some of that for this. And treats would be items from the wish list. So we might get married, that might go in here. We might, I might buy a new motorcycle, who knows? And some of that might go in there. So for example, the income might be, say I sold my bike, I might just put that in the gifts column. So say I got 2,500 from my bike there, but then I went and spent like the 6.5 here, then you would see that would net me down to 4k, something like that. So that's how the spreadsheet is going to work. I'm obviously not planning for that there. This is nothing. So the actuals we can formula, because we should never have to touch those. Same with the total this side, we should never have to touch that because it is the same formula effectively. So we're off to a good start. We've got a planned negative £1,500 into our savings, but that is how the spreadsheet's going to work. I think I've covered everything, but please do let me know in the comments below if I've missed anything, because I would love to get it in at this stage so we can see how it tracks through. I hope this makes sense, and also if you don't have any, if you have any questions on how all this works or questions about how I've set it out, I'd be happy to explain in a more in-depth video about how some of these are built up. And if you want to follow along too, please try and do it from the video. But again, if you guys really want me to try and figure out a way to get this workbook, like a blank version, into the channel somehow that you can then use yourselves, I'm more than happy to do that. I'll have a look into it myself now, and if it comes out in the comments that people want that, then I will absolutely try my best to figure out the easiest way to do something like that. I don't know right now, but I'll figure it out. I think that's everything. I've probably missed some bits, and I'm sure you guys will let me know if I have. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. Again, I hope you've had a great new year, and I hope you're looking forward to 2025. I certainly am. I'm so happy that we've got this spreadsheet set up. But for now, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.